Hey party people, Techno here, and we are back again at the Sans Holiday Hack Challenge 2023. In the previous video in this series, we helped Eve Snowshoes here crack some hashes to recover a password that was lost. In this video, we are going to explore the rest of Scaredy Kite Heights and see if there's any other challenges that we can solve in this area of the Geese Islands. So let's go ahead and follow this path of what I can only assume is shattered and broken toys, those misfit playthings that were discarded by unappreciative children. And we find ourselves in front of this saloon. So let's go ahead and head into the saloon and see what we can find. We do have a Cranberry Pride terminal here, labeled Linux Privesc. So it looks like we have found another challenge, and we have Rose Mold here as well that can give us some background on what we're trying to do. So let's just see what Rose has to say.
What am I doing in this saloon? The better question is, what planet are you from? Yes, I'm a troll from the planet Frost. I decided to stay on Earth after Holiday Hack 2021 and live among the elves because I made such dear friends here. Whatever. Do you know much about privilege escalation technique? You're asking why? How about I'll tell you why after you help me?
Wow, these trolls have some serious attitude. Let's go ahead and check out our badge to take a look at the objective. And we do see here Linux Privesc. And this has a difficulty of 3 Christmas trees out of 5, so we're bumping up the difficulty a little bit here over the previous challenges. And let's see what hints we might have. So we also have 2 hints regarding this. We have Linux privilege escalation techniques, which gives us a link to a number of ways that you can escalate privileges in Linux. And we also have this other one, Linux command injection. And this states that use the privilege binary to overwriting a file to escalate privileges could be a solution. It's a bit of an awkward sentence, but okay. But there's an easier method if you pass it a crafty argument. Okay, so this is definitely a great clue when it comes to this kind of challenge and what we might be looking to do. So let's go ahead and exit out of this. Let's jump into the Cranberry Pie terminal and see what awaits us. And it looks like we have another Christmas poem here, which of course I'm going to read to you now. In a digital winter wonderland we play, where elves and bites in harmony lay. This festive terminal is clear and bright. Escalate privileges and bring forth the light. Start in the land of Bash, where you reside, but to win this game, to root you must glide. Climb the ladder, permissions to seize, unravel the mystery with elegance and ease. There lies a gift in the root's domain, an executable file to run, the prize you'll obtain. The game is won, the challenge complete. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a root feat. And then we simply have the directions here. Find a method to escalate privileges inside this terminal, and then run the binary in /root. Okay, perfect. So, let's go ahead and see what we're working with. Well, there's nothing in our home directory, and if we say, who am I? We are elf. Okay, great, that's wonderful news. Now, there are many ways that we could kind of see what is available to us to potentially escalate privileges. One of those things that we might want to do is search for any files that run as a different user, so those that have the set UID bit available. And to do that, we can use the find command, starting at the root of the file system. We want to search everything, and we're going to look for permissions of this /4000, which is really explicitly stating we want to find files with that suid set. Now, to keep this output a little bit cleaner, we can also redirect any errors like those annoying permission denied messages that find tends to produce, and we can send that to dev null. And then when we execute this, we get a list of binaries here that all run as a separate user, run as root in a lot of cases. So some of these are pretty standard things that you're going to see, things like passwd, su, all of that good stuff. Those, of course, run as root, but more than likely we don't have access to those. And we could have even gone so far as to kind of test, well, do we have sudo privileges? Probably not, considering that this is designed around us not being able to just have root access out of the gate. So we could also run things like su, and of course there's no password for us to put in. Okay, all of that's good. But the last binary here is a particularly interesting one. So we have this simple copy binary in /user/bin, which apparently has the set UID bit. Now, that's cool. So let's go ahead and let's kind of take a look at that. Okay, and we can see that it is owned by root. That's interesting. Let's see what we can do with this if we can run this. And whenever we execute simple copy, we get a little bit of a usage statement here. Simple copy, source, and destination. Fair enough, so it seems like this is pretty much operating like the copy command. So maybe what we can try to do is use simple copy to grab everything from the root directory and move it to our current directory. That executes without an issue, and now we see we have this run me to answer binary sitting in our home folder. Now, that in and of itself is not super useful beyond the fact that now we know what that binary in the root folder that we have to run actually is. Because if we look at this, this is still owned by root, which means if we try to actually do anything with it, we won't have the permissions to do so. So we're not really quite there yet, but we're kind of understanding some of the capabilities that we have with this simple copy command. Maybe to understand how this works a little bit better, we can do something like use the strings command on simple copy /user/bin simple copy and find out if this reveals any mechanisms behind how this works. And if we scroll through the output of this, a couple things should stand out to us. That being the usage message that we got right here. Okay, so we can see usage %s source destination. And we also see the copy command, the CP, and it has a %s on it. So it would appear that this is just taking user input and passing it directly to the copy command, which is being run with root level privileges. That is something that we can definitely take advantage of. Now, one of our hints stated command injection, so that's what I'm thinking right here is command injection, and indeed that's how I solved this problem. There is also the possibility to use this to overwrite another file. Maybe we overwrite the sudoers file or something like that. I don't really know, to escalate privileges. I didn't take that path, but it's all possibilities. However, to do some command injection on this, we can do something like simple copy. And let's just go ahead and make up a file, foo. This is going to fail because foo doesn't exist. We could create it, of course, but we don't have to. And then let's copy that to bar, but even if this command fails, we're going to try to tack on an extra command following all of this, and we'll just use the whoami as a starting point here. So the reason that this is all in quotes is because I want to pass this parameter as the second file name, but of course when this is unpacked, we have this semicolon here, which is going to separate this command from this one, and these should execute separately, or at least that's what we're hoping they will. Cool. So we get an error from the copy command, because again, foo and bar don't exist, so cannot stat foo, no such file or directory, but our whoami command executes properly, and we have root. Okay, so from here, this is a pretty straightforward method. We could either spawn another shell under this, we could do quite a few things, but we don't necessarily have to. We can just do a root, and we know the name of the file that we need to run to answer this, so we can just execute that. And now we get a question. Who delivers Christmas presents? Well, of course, Santa does. And that's it. So we successfully executed privileges, ran that run me to answer binary living in the root folder, and answered a pretty simple trivia question around Christmas. Interestingly, if you try to answer that question with a capital S, I don't believe it works. I don't recall, but for some reason it's my memory served that I should enter that in all lowercase. However, that's neither here nor there. Well, it's a little bit there, maybe a little bit here. But that is it for the Linux Privesc challenge. Let's see what Rosemold has to say now that we have successfully done this. Maybe they'll tell us why they wanted us to do this in the first place.
Yep, I knew you knew. You just have that vibe. To answer your question of why from earlier, Nanya, But I will tell you something better about some information I found. There's a hidden, uncharted area somewhere along the coast of this island, and there may be more around the other islands. The area is supposed to have something on it that's totes worth, but I hear all the bad vibe toys chill there. That's all I got. Okay, bye.
Alright, so despite the
nerves.
despite the kind of less than friendly demeanor of the trolls, we did get some valuable intel out of that. So now we know that there's a secret area on the island that we can go potentially find some cool stuff, and that's what we'll be doing in the follow-up videos to this. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Do truly appreciate it. Take care, and I will catch you later.